Welcome to Mr. R's art class. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thumbs, subs, and ring that bell. Okay, so in this video here, I'm going to show you how to set up your notebook. You're going to go ahead and open it up, and that first page on the right hand side is going to be page number 1. So you're going to write page number 1. Then on the back side of page number 1, that's going to be page number 2. Then on the right hand side is going to be page number 3. So any number that's on the left hand side should be an even number. Any number that's on the right hand side should be an odd number. So on the back of page number 3, number 4, and 5. We're going to keep doing that all the way, keep going all the way up until number 20, and then we'll stop. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And we went all the way up to 20, so we're going to go back to page number 1. Let's go back to page number 1. So page number 1 is going to be that first page. We're not going to write anything here because this is usually the first page that falls out on a notebook. Same thing with number 2. So on page number 3, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to write our name on page number 3. So you could write your name on page number 3. And then on the top of page number 3, we're going to write down elements of art. So we're going to write elements of art. That's on page number 3. Page number 3, we're writing elements of art. So from page 3, 4, 5, and 6, those are going to be for elements of art. Then on page 7, we're going to write down principles. And principles is written like this, P-R-I-N-C-I-P-L-E-S, principles of design. That's on page 7. And from 7 to 10, so 7, 8, 9, and 10, those are going to be for the principles of design. Then on page 11 to 14, these are going to be for directions. So I might give you directions to know how to print, directions of how to make a grid transfer where we're transferring an image from a printed image to a blank image. So I'll give you directions here. And that's going to be on pages 11 to 14. So 11, 12, 13, and 14. Then on page 15, that's going to be for some terminology or some vocab words. So terminology. And that's going to be only from 15 to 16. And then on page 17, that's where all of our quick writes are going to begin. So quick writes. So we're going to write down quick writes. So if we could go back to page number 3, at the top of page number 3 should say elements of art. You should also have your name there, and then page number 3. And what we're going to do is that whenever I give you guys an element of art, so line, color, shape, texture, value, space, these are different vocab words, but they're going to go in this area here. Same thing with the principles of design. The terminology, those would be other vocab words, but that do not fall under elements of art or principles of design. So whenever I give you guys a element of art or principle of design, a quick write question or terminology, I'm going to have you write the questions on the left hand side. So questions will be on the left hand side, and then responses will be on the right hand side. And then we could draw a line here going straight down the middle. We're going to write everything in Cornell notes. So we would write everything in a question form. So if I give you the definition for line on the left hand side, the way that we could place that in a question form would be, what is the definition for line? So what is the definition for line? And then on the right hand side, I will usually give you the definition, or I'll give you a word prompt, so you would fill in the blank. So we might start out the sentence with the definition for line is, and then you would fill out the blank. So that's how we could start our responses on the right hand side. So we could put the definition for line is, and then I would give you the definition and you would fill that in there. So we're placing the questions on the left hand side to help us get organized and to be able to find what these definitions on the right hand side are. So this left hand side could help us kind of break down which words are on the right hand side, but this could tell us a lot quicker which definition this is for. So this is to help us get a little bit more organized, help us organize our notes a little bit better. So then if we could go to page 17, we're going to do the same thing there. And at the top of page 17 is just say quick writes, and we would do the same thing here. We would have the questions on the left hand side, and then responses on the right, and then we could draw a line. And usually anything I give you would be in a question form. So the question, once we get to quick writes, the first question might be, what type of line is this? If we're doing a written critique, one of the questions that I usually give you is we'll read a biography on an artist. And so the first question might be, what was the one fact? What was the one fact that was most important to you? And so we would read the biography about the artist, and then I would give you this question: what was the one fact that was most important to you that you read about in the biography? And then on the right hand side, we will respond to that question, and I would give you a writing prompt. And so the writing prompt might be, the most important thing that I read about in this paragraph was. About in this paragraph was. And then you would fill in the blank. And so this is just an example here of what one of our first quick writes might be. So the first thing that we would do is we would start filling in these definitions here for the elements of art each day for our quick writes, and then we would go into our principles of design, and then I might give you some directions here of how to print or how to do a grid transfer, and then you would have some space here to do some of the terminology that might not fall under an element of art or a principle of design, and then we'll get started into our daily quick writes. So make sure that you number at the top of these pages here, starting with page 1, and then on the back of page 1, page number 2. So any number you have on the right hand side should be an odd number, any number on the left hand side should be an even number, and you're going all the way up to page 20, just so that we could label these sections here. So that first section here again was elements of art on page 3. Page 7 was principles of design. Page 11 were directions. Page 15 is terminology, and then page 17 is quick writes. And again, we're doing Cornell notes, so questions go on the left hand side, responses go on the right hand side, and then we could draw a line between those two titles there. So if you have any questions of how to set your notebook up, go ahead and let me know. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And feel free to watch any of the other related videos.